Have you ever had that strange feeling, that flicker of an idea that maybe, just maybe, this world isn't quite what it seems? That sensation of déjà vu, the odd coincidences, the moments that feel almost scripted. What if I told you that this feeling isn't just a stray thought, but the central question in a serious scientific and philosophical debate? What if everything you know, everyone you love, and every memory you hold is nothing more than incredibly complex code? This is the simulation hypothesis, and it suggests we might be conscious avatars living in a cosmic video game. Let's start at the beginning. The idea that our reality is an illusion has been around for centuries, from Plato's allegory of the cave to philosophical thought experiments. But in 2003, philosopher Nick Bostrom gave it a modern statistical twist. His argument is deceptively simple. He proposed that one of three things must be true. Either civilizations like ours almost always go extinct before developing the technology to create ancestor simulations, or advanced civilizations lose interest in running such simulations, or we are almost certainly living in one. Think about it. If any civilization anywhere, at any point in the history of the universe, creates even a few simulations of their past, the number of simulated realities would eventually vastly outnumber the single, original, base reality. Statistically, we'd be far more likely to be one of the simulated beings than one of the originals. And this isn't just philosophy anymore. Look at the world around us in late 2025. The video games we play are becoming photorealistic. Virtual reality can fool our senses. Artificial intelligence is writing poetry, creating art, and solving problems we once thought were uniquely human. We are on the precipice of creating our own simulated worlds, populated with conscious-seeming AI. If we are on this path, who's to say another, more advanced civilization hasn't already done it and we are their creation? Even our understanding of physics hints at a digital foundation. Quantum mechanics shows that particles don't have definite properties until they're observed, much like how a video game only renders the part of the world the player is looking at to save processing power. Some physicists even theorize that the universe is fundamentally made of information, like a giant quantum computer. Is the fabric of space-time itself just a pixelated screen at a resolution we can't yet perceive? This brings us to a fascinating question. If we are avatars, what does that mean for our experience of reality? Our senses are our windows to the world, but they are incredibly limited. We can't see ultraviolet light like a bee or sense magnetic fields like a bird. Our brains filter and interpret a flood of data to create a coherent, useful picture of the world, not necessarily the true picture. Could our senses be deliberately restricted, like a player in a game who can only access the user interface and not the underlying code? Are the fundamental laws of physics just the rules of the game set by the simulators? And this leads to the age-old debate of free will versus determinism, but with a technological twist. If our consciousness is a program, are our choices truly our own? Or are we just following a complex script? You might feel like you freely chose what to eat for breakfast this morning, but in a simulated universe, that choice could have been the inevitable outcome of your starting parameters and the algorithmic inputs you've received throughout your life. Maybe free will is the ultimate illusion, the feeling of control given to an avatar to make the game more immersive. We experience emotions, fall in love, strive for our goals, but what if these are all just meticulously crafted algorithms playing out? Your greatest joys and deepest sorrows, all just lines of code designed to elicit a specific response within the simulation. So why would a higher intelligence go to all the trouble of creating such a vast and intricate simulation, populated with trillions of conscious-seeming beings? Is it a scientific experiment? Perhaps they are cosmic sociologists running simulations to study how civilizations develop or how consciousness emerges. Or maybe it's for entertainment. It's a dark thought, but could our entire existence, with all its drama, tragedy, and triumph, be the ultimate reality show for a bored post-biological entity? A third, more optimistic possibility is that it's for education, or even for us. Perhaps we are AIs being trained in a simulated moral gymnasium, a place to learn and grow before being uploaded into a higher level of reality. The purpose of the game could define the very meaning of our lives. This line of thinking forces us to confront some serious ethical dilemmas. If we are simulated beings, what responsibility do our creators have towards us? Is it ethical for them to create a world with so much suffering, disease, and injustice just for their own research or entertainment? Do they have a prime directive to not interfere, or do they occasionally step in, performing what we might perceive as miracles or inexplicable events? It's a bit like the responsibility a programmer has for a complex AI in a game. And this flips the mirror back on us. As we get closer to creating our own sentient-seeming AIs and complex digital worlds, how should we treat them? If we believe it's possible we ourselves are simulated, it should give us pause. Our treatment of our own digital creations could be a reflection of the cosmic morality of our own creators. If we treat our AIs with cruelty as disposable tools, what does that say about the universe we might be living in? The way we approach the ethics of our own AI development suddenly takes on a profound, almost spiritual significance. Naturally, if you discover you're in a prison, however gilded, the first impulse is to find a way out. If we are in a simulation, is there an exit? Would discovering definitive proof lead to a mass existential crisis, a global search for the back door in the code, or a way to log out? What would that even mean? Would it be transcendence to a higher reality? Or would it simply be game over, a deletion of our program? Perhaps the search for glitches in the matrix, for anomalies that defy the laws of physics, is the first step toward pulling back the curtain and seeing the programmer. Ultimately, whether the simulation hypothesis is true or not, just contemplating it changes everything. It encourages us to question the nature of reality, to be skeptical of our own perceptions, and to think bigger. If this life is a simulation, it doesn't have to devalue it. In fact, it could do the opposite. If this is a game, how do we want to play it? Do we want to be a passive non-player character, or do we want to be the hero of our own story? It encourages us to live with intention, to seek out experiences, to build relationships, and to create meaning, because that's what makes the game worth playing. The quest to understand if we are in a simulation is more than just a thought experiment. It's a reflection of our innate human drive to understand our place in the cosmos. It pushes the boundaries of physics, computer science, and philosophy. It forces us to ask the biggest questions. What is reality? What is consciousness? And what is our purpose? The answer might be hidden in the code of the universe, or it might be something we have to write for ourselves. The search for that answer is the greatest adventure of all. Thank you so much for joining me on this mind-bending journey. If you enjoyed exploring the digital rabbit hole with me, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content that questions everything, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think we're living in a simulation? I'd love to hear your take. Until next time, keep questioning.